Now in Salarjung Museum, just to begin with, sandwich and pastries.
कपल में है अभी देखेंगे तभी तो हम लोग हाँ अभी अभी मैंने हाँ हाँ तो
minutes, we shall begin our proceedings. On behalf of Health Hyderabad and also the co-host Hindu, I welcome you all to this morning's session. The theme, as you can see here, this is regarding reporting terror, how sensitive the media is. And I would like to make a couple of announcements before we begin the proceedings. Number one, I request people to either switch off the mobile phones or kindly keep them. Mr. Varatharajan, the chief editor of Hindu, Mr. Vyas Akbar.
The man of the event.
I request Professor Faizan Mustafa the Hindu. I would like to warmly welcome all of you for having come here on a Sunday morning to hear a very distinguished panel speak on a topic that is not just of enormous relevance and significance for the whole of the country and even for the world. Because the problem of terrorism is something that the city is intimately familiar with, all of us in India are familiar with it, and it's also a global problem. And as incidents of one kind or another happen, the role of the media comes into sharp focus. And there are allegations that are made from time to time that the coverage of terrorist events by the media has lacked a sense of proportion. What the best approach should be on the part of the media when we come across such, when we have to deal with such kind of situations. To my mind, broadly speaking, an incident of the kind that happened in Hyderabad recently, say, or any other major terrorist incident, the first challenge that is posed to the media is how do you cover such an incident? The incident itself. Come up with effective public communication at a time like that. And in many ways, when I myself analyze the role of the media and the failings of the media in looking at terrorist incidents, these failings or failures seem to go hand in hand with the failings and failures of state institutions. Simple things like forensics, for example. How many times have we seen journalists and lay public being allowed to trample over the scene of a terrorist bombing? A problem that we do face. The other question on covering terrorism is, of course, at the stage of the trial. Often the way trials are reported, or the way in which under trials, people get arrested, and then they get the police will claim that they're involved in a particular incident, and we forget about them, and many years after, finally it turns out that that person was not responsible at all for this kind of incident. And there the media really has a responsibility to cover the individual tragedy of each life that was wasted by the fact that it had to spend many years. We have Professor Faizan Mustafa, who is Vice Chancellor of Lansar University of Law. Professor Har Gopal, leading political scientist, and Mr. Dwarka Tirumala Rao, who is Commissioner of Cyberabad. And we will begin this discussion with Professor Faizan Mustafa. We will run through the speakers.
Indian media, by and large, is free, objective, and I say with some amount of confidence, friend of minority. In fact, they let minorities battle against Modi. It's a different story, though Siddharth doesn't agree with me, that lately it seems that media has accepted Modi as the next Prime Minister of the country. We also have a grievance that at times this friendly media does not fully understand our issues. And things are reported without any sensitivity. And whatever happens in West has happened in India as well. When the broadcast media played and replayed the recorded exchanges between victims in the World Trade Center and emergency police dispatchers, this recently happened in Dusuknagar as well. They exploited the unimaginable suffering of those who were trapped and soon died in the stuck towers. Criticizing this practice as Prime failed to immediately grasp the full horror of what went on September 11, that they need to hear over and over the emotional mayhem of ordinary people trying to cope amidst overwhelming events and decisions. Therefore, it would be absurd to suggest that there should be no reporting on terrorism. This is not my case. Government censorship is not acceptable option either. At issue is how to report on this kind of political violence in ways that are less accommodating to potential for a healthy democracy. We need to emphasize the symbiotic relationship between terrorism and media. Terrorist attacks are a particular form of communication by terrorist group. The media is used as a platform for securing a broad dissemination of terrorist ideology. The media benefit from terrorism. You know the column 9 report about Karnataka, where they looked at the vernacular press and the English press also to find out number of cases where the material was in Urdu.
I would like to say that certain happenings, if reported by media, through in its entirety, will not make much of a disturbance in the society. However, the issues like a major riot can be something like, if you can recall, a major riot that took place after the murder of Vangavetti Mohan Ranga in Vijayawada, or 2010 a communal. One is that there is a need for a strategy, media strategy for the police. One, have a proper SOP, and there is a need to have a training on both sides, media representatives and for the police. And the third, I just like to quote what happened after the 26/11 incident. Mr. Revilo was the former police commissioner, was asked, "Sir, if you were to be the commissioner of police, Mumbai on 26/11, what would you have done?" He said, "I wouldn't have done much different from what has happened, but I would have been seen more and heard more." That is what was lacking at the time. Perhaps people were in utter confusion what was happening. So this is one thing where we have to take the help of the media and be seen and heard more so that people know what is happening. Thank you very much.
Mr. Vardarajan, Mustafa ji, my friend Tirumala Rao and friends. In fact, if I have to speak on terrorism, I may have to narrate some of the experiences when we handled cases of abduction. But it's 10 minutes, therefore I cannot narrate. But what media does to the psyche of people is yesterday Justice Kadju made a statement on Telangana. That is his opinion. He is entitled for that opinion. But what some of the newspapers which are opposed to the Telangana movement reported it on the banner line, for front page. Even I was taken aback, because when you see the news, it impacts on you. And yesterday we had launching of a channel. People are very angry with the statement. And I have been arguing, Justice Kadju made a statement which is his personal opinion. Why are you so much worried? It's not that Telangana cause is lost. But given the respect that he commands, it is one of the opinions. They can take other opinions, publish, give a balanced information. But it has annoyed the people. The way it is reported has annoyed the people, and whole psyche of Telangana is affected. What media does, that it affects entire psychology of the people, because it came as if Telangana is rejected, movement is lost. It's a mass movement. Nobody can defeat it. It's a mass movement. It's there for 40, 50 years. It's not a recent movement. It's not a creation of vested interest. Now what I am saying is that this way of reporting, is it justified? Somebody's opinion being put on the banner line, they could have given another point of view. Justice Carson in the 20th century and now has done as much of research as Noam Chomsky. And if you see Political Economy of Human Rights, Washington connection with Third World Fascism, I think he narrates blow by blow account of what has happened all over the world. And Noam Chomsky says it is not that American press used terrorism always in a negative.
In other words, now nobody need be poor. This is a unique situation which has never been created earlier in world history. That so much wealth can be generated by modern industry that everybody can get a decent income, decent employment, decent health care, decent education and so on. Now since this unique situation, you get unemployed, you have no money, nothing. Either you hang yourself or you become a terrorist. Somebody comes give you a weapon and says take 10,000 rupees a month and start fighting whomever you have. No, look at it from the realistic point of view. Nodding your head will not do. These are realities. Why people become terrorists? Because unemployed, they're not getting a human existence. They're not getting human fare. And now people do not have to be poor. You have to create a social order which is a just social order, where everybody gets a human and decent life. Until you get to that, you will never be able to abolish terrorism. Have all your police force and all your military force, you will not be able to do it. People are determined to have human lives, decent lives, and they are justified. And it is possible now, in view of the Industrial Revolution, to give everybody a human existence, a civilized existence. Discrimination. You see, in this connection, permit me to take a few minutes. See, you must understand what is this country, India. Because very few people know what is India. See, this is a country of immigrants. It's like North America. In North America, people came mainly from Europe over the last 400-500 years. In India, people have been coming for thousands of years, mainly from the Northwest. 92-93% people living in India today, perhaps all of us sitting here, are not descendants of the original inhabitants. Our ancestors came from abroad, mainly from the Northwest. And they came up into India because people migrate from uncomfortable areas to comfortable areas. Why will anybody migrate from India to say so much diversity? Because each group of immigrants who came here brought their own ways of life, their religion, their language, etc. And that is why you have so many religions, so many castes, so many languages, so many ethnic groups. Tremendous diversity. And the only policy, therefore, which can work is the policy of the great Emperor Akbar, who gave equal respect to all communities. Today, what India is today, I tell you, it is the creation and gift of Akbar. Whatever you people are today, the foundation was laid by the great Emperor Akbar, and of course continued by, in recent time, by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and all, who gave a secular constitution to this country. Yet there is discrimination, particularly against minorities, both in India, in Pakistan, created entity created by the British to make Hindus and Muslims keep fighting with each other even after they have left, so that India may not emerge as a powerful industrial giant. Because if we emerge as a powerful industrial giant, then with our cheap labor, we can undersell the West. China has become a big headache for the West, because Chinese labor is much cheaper than, say, American labor. So now Chinese can sell their goods at less than half the price at which the American manufacturer can sell. You see, the cost of American labor, all the Western supermarkets, if you go there, North America, Europe, they're packed with Chinese goods. Chinese are selling the same high quality goods which the Western manufacturer makes, but at less than half the price. Indian labor is even cheaper than Chinese labor. If we become a modern industrial giant, of which now we have all the potential. We did not have the potential in 1947 because the British policy was to keep us unindustrialized, so that India may not emerge as a powerful industrial nation and become a rival to British. There will be a revolt every day, turmoil every day. No ruler wants it. Everybody ruler wants to have a jolly good time. Live in peace. So in their own interest, every one of them, they gave, Muslim rulers gave grants to Hindu temples rather than breaking. Tipu Sultan used to give grants to 156 Hindu temples annually. The Nawabs of Awadh used to organize Ram Leela, organize Holi, Diwali. And terrorism के number 1 poverty, number 2 discrimination. जब तक ये आप खत्म नहीं करेंगे, आप कभी terrorism abolish नहीं कर पाएंगे. शुक्रिया.
Time is short and we received a lot of questions. So I'm going to actually read them together, combine some questions which are similar. And the first question is, when arrests are made, you mentioned that the police won't share details unless the investigation is complete. However, we see media starts projecting names of people picked up for questioning and investigation and branding them as terrorists. How do you think the media gets the names of those picked up without sources in the police informing them? And how can that be controlled? And related to this, when the police fails to prove the crime of an accused and helplessly releases him later, why don't they at that time hold a press conference for that incident too and admit that this person had been accused falsely and now we are giving him a clean sheet?
In fact, I think they have their own archives. They have a lot of, because sometimes I take photographs from them also. How they get, I don't know. But I tell you, either the scene, I can just relate to the latest thing also. Both at the scene, in my office, or wherever I met the media, I clearly said this is what it is. And nothing, we have said that, so and so for the drama politics. One. Two, regarding the arrest of certain individuals, when it was wrongly done, see the question of, in fact a few days back some voluntary organizations have come and met me. They told me, please don't repeat Macromachi's mistake. I told them, no such thing will be done. Not because I have learned from the earlier mistake, but because we basically don't believe in it. This is what exactly I told them. I don't believe in that kind of investigation, so we didn't want to do it. And any amount of pressure from anywhere, we don't succumb to this kind of a thing. In fact, that's the reason, as you know, the state had to, in the assembly, none less than so chief minister had to apologize, render an apology in that assembly.
Well, it is pretty much clear that media plays a very important role in affecting the psyche of citizens. Why does the government not impose hefty fines and close down channels which misreport? And related to this, we have been talking about morals and ethics and reporting. However, don't you feel that after the arrest of Muftiur Rahman from Karnataka, one newspaper published a front page headline declaring him a terrorist? Should there be action taken against them? And what action has been taken by the press council of India on this?
मैं हिंदुस्तानी में बोलूँ सर? देखिए, मैं जब चेयरमैन प्रेस काउंसिल बना था, जब मैं प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब से मिला, मैंने कहा देखिए प्रेस काउंसिल एक्ट का अमेंडमेंट करें, 2 अमेंडमेंट्स करें. अभी प्रेस काउंसिल सिर्फ प्रिंट मीडिया को डील करता है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया को नहीं डील करता. तो एक अमेंडमेंट लाइए कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मीडिया को भी विद इन द पर्व्यू ऑफ प्रेस काउंसिल एक्ट लाइए, उसमें उसको मीडिया काउंसिल नाम बना दीजिए. और दूसरे अमेंडमेंट करिए, कुछ पावर्स दीजिए. अभी हमको सिर्फ पावर है टू एडमॉनिश और सेंसर. प्रेस काउंसिल को फाइन लगाने का पावर नहीं है, लाइसेंस सस्पेंड करने का पावर नहीं, ये सब दीजिए. तो हमने दे तो दिया उनको. उसके बाद मैं गया सुषमा स्वराज जी से मिलने, जो लीडर ऑफ अपोजिशन है लोकसभा. मैंने सोचा क्योंकि दोनों नेशनल पार्टी में ये अमेंडमेंट की, बोली हाँ ये था मेरा. तो अब कह तो दिया मगर हुआ कुछ नहीं. मैंने तरफ से तो मैंने कहा कि कुछ पावर दीजिए. बिल्कुल देखिए, मीडिया को फ्रीडम का कोई फ्रीडम एब्सोल्यूट नहीं हो सकता. एवरी फ्रीडम इज सब्जेक्ट टू रीजनेबल रिस्ट्रिक्शन इन द पब्लिक. मैं कंट्रोल के खिलाफ हूँ. मैं कुछ बिल्कुल ही आप गड़बड़ काम कर रहे हैं, नेशनल इंटरेस्ट के खिलाफ कर रहे हैं, कम्युनलिज्म फैला रहे हैं, लोगों को डिफेम कर रहे हैं, तो बिल्कुल चेक होना चाहिए.
So there is a question, how long are we going to keep our youth lingering in jails on suspicion of involvement in terrorist attacks and not release them thereby creating more terrorists and not rehabilitating or compensating.
कि हम लोगों ने महसूस किया कि जो जुडिशल सिस्टम है ये अक्सर जस्टिस नहीं दे पा रही है। एक वजह है कि सालों लग जाता है केस डिसाइड होने में। अब वो लड़का आमिर था, 17 साल की उम्र में गिरफ्तार हुआ, 14 साल उसने जेल बिताए और 14 साल के बाद पाया गया कि बेगुनाह है। अब 14 साल उसकी जिंदगी कौन उसको लौटाएगा? ऐसे सैकड़ों सैकड़ों हजारों केसेस है, तो जस्टिस नहीं मिल पा रही है। ये सच्ची बात है। उसका कई वजह है। एक है कि डिले बहुत हो जाता है वहाँ। तो ये कोर्ट ऑफ लास्ट रिजॉर्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ही मैं बना रहा हूँ। इसका मुझे आइडिया आया था Earl Stanley Gardner.
If they knew all these details, if they know all these details within 10 minutes, why can't the media not inform the people 5 minutes before a terror attack happens? But a serious question, more serious question. What are the steps being taken by the Press Council of India to restrain the media in reporting terror and communal incidents? Even the Supreme Court of India has reprimanded the media for their reckless reportage of 26/11 attacks. Is the Press Council contemplating something that?
Yes, not only contemplating, you send us a complaint, we will certainly deal with it. We have 28 members in the Press Council apart from me, of which there are 2 committees, each of 14 members. And these committees are adjudicatory body. If we receive complaints, we will certainly deal with them and take pass suitable order.
There's one question on which is saying what steps is the Press Council of India taking to make the Indian media reporting more inclusive? I'm not sure what they mean, but let me rephrase that. Because there's also a question about directed to Professor Hargopal, which takes us away from the theme of the room, but it says about, do you believe in growing casteism in the newsroom? So I'm going to ask you this to start with.
My question.
To what extent do you feel that having a
Illiterate people, I don't blame the illiterate, you educated people. I'll give you examples. I was a lawyer in Allahabad High Court for 20 years before I became a judge in 1991. And what did I see? In the High Court Bar Association elections for electing president, vice president, secretary, 90% pundits would vote for Pandit candidates, Kayas would vote for Kayas candidates, Yadav would vote for Yadav. These are the elite of society, they are casteist. In the Allahabad University where I was a student, there was a professor of physics, head of department of physics. He was the leader of the Kayas lobby in the university. There was a professor of history who was the leader of the Pandit lobby of the, professors are casteist. So media people are also, see, just because you get a BA, MA degree, don't think that this nonsense from your head has gone away. Inter-caste marriages. I said, madam, just answer one question. If your daughter wants to marry a Dalit, will you agree? She said, no, that I cannot agree. मैंने कहा हो गया फिर पता लग गया कितना आप एमेंसिपेट हो गई। कूड़ा करकर भरा हुआ है खोपड़े में, अब क्या करें? इसमें टाइम लगेगा। यहाँ पे ब्रेन होने चाहिए, मगर बहुतों के गोबर और भूसा भरा हुआ है, जातिवाद भरा, खोलो 90%, not all, 90%, casteism, communalism, superstate. You believe in astrology, educated people, 90% आप लोग यहाँ जो बैठे हैं astrology, I'm sure astrology believe करते हैं, which is pure nonsense, superstition, humbug, बिल्कुल not. इन्हें सोचिए, common sense use करिए. Can the movement of stars and planets affect your lives? There is no connection, nonsense, मगर विश्वास है. It shows this is a very backward country. आपका देश 80% poor है, इसलिए you are kicked around, you are humiliated, you are insulted. That is the way of, unfortunately, way of the world. Westerners do not respect you, they will not say it on your face, they are very sophisticated, but they look down upon you, not because the color of your skin is brown or black, but because your country is poor. As long as you will remain poor, you will be kicked around, insulted, humiliated. सोचिए 1200 million की आबादी है, you are not given a permanent seat in the UN Security Council. England has only 60 million, France has only 60 million. We have 20 times larger population, 20 times larger land area, but you are denied a permanent seat. Every nook and corner of the country. Science is the solution to the country's problem. Science does not mean mere physics, chemistry, biology. It means the scientific outlook. We have to develop modern minds among the masses. By modern, I don't mean merely wearing a nice suit or beautiful sari. It means having a rational mind, a logical mind, a questioning mind, a scientific mind. This has to be done on a very large scale throughout this country.
Maybe Justice Kajwa and other members of the panel may want to look at it. Why are the persons responsible for killing a lot of innocent members of the minority community in the riots after the demolition of the Babri Masjid? not being prosecuted, but at the same time, many persons involved in the bomb blast of Mumbai were put behind bars, and one person even got death sentence. Why is there such big discrimination? Please explain. And if I would just rephrase this slightly, it seems to me that in the media and even political class as a whole, we make a distinction between terrorism by mobs, which target individuals of a particular community, for example, as in Gujarat, say, or Bombay.
1957 में 0% कम्युनलिज्म था इस कंट्री में। आज क्या हाल है? 80% हिंदू भी कम्युनल है, 80% मुस्लिम भी कम्युनल है। ये सच्चाई है, दिस इज द ट्रूथ। और जब मेजॉरिटी पॉपुलेशन यहाँ हिंदू है तो नेचुरली कम्युनलिज्म रहेगा। 80% आज हिंदू भी कम्युनल है, 80% मुस्लिम भी कम्युनल। आप आगे बढ़ने के बजाय पीछे 1857 के बैकवर्ड चले गए। दिस इज, और जब तक ये रहेगा ये सब होता रहेगा। दूसरा भरा हुआ है।
That's a question that takes us away from the media topic, but I suppose it's addressed at you because of the fact that you're a former Supreme Court judge. Can you suggest any amendment in the Criminal Procedure Code requiring investigating officers who are responsible for illegally detaining any person to be prosecuted in the court?
देखिए, पहले चीज समझिए आप, ये बैठे पुलिस कमिश्नर साहब ये भी सुन लें। मैं चले गए if you have read the stories of Sherlock Holmes, you must have, many of you must have read them, how when if some crime is committed, Sherlock Holmes goes to the spot, investigates, studies, he finds out traces of blood and fingerprints, ashes and so on, and then he comes to a scientific conclusion. Or in Discovery Channel, like you see how in America the police investigates a crime, they go there on the spot, collect blood stain, fiber, hair, and torture. सब कन्फेस कर लेंगे और सब क्राइम सॉल्व हो गया, दरोगा जी की नौकरी बच गई, वरना सस्पेंड हो जाते, सब खुश हैं। क्या? I don't blame the police. They can't solve the crime even if they want to, because they have not been given training in scientific investigation, and that has to be done on a very large scale. It requires huge resources. कोई बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट हुआ, रियल कल्प्रिट को तो आप पकड़ नहीं पाएंगे, क्योंकि आपको आता ही नहीं पकड़ना, आपको साइंटिफिक इन्वेस्टिगेशन सिखाया नहीं गया, ना इक्विपमेंट है। तो कौन करता है ये बम? अरे मुसलमान करते हैं, यही है सारे टेररिस्ट। पकड़ो 5-7 मुसलमानों को पकड़ के अंदर कर दो। अब वो अंदर चला गया, अब वो उसने बेल के लिए अप्लाई किया, तो वो सरकारी वकील कहते हैं अरे साहब जज साहब बड़ा भारी टेररिस्ट, तो उन्होंने बेल खारिज। अब 10 साल के बाद फैसला हुआ और पाया गया बेगुनाह है, और 10 साल की जिंदगी उसको कौन लौटाएगा? ये नाइंसाफी हुई कि नहीं हुई? ये कोर्ट ऑफ लास्ट रिजॉर्ट सेटअप कर रहे हैं, बिकॉज डेमोक्रेटिक कंट्री कांट रन लाइक दिस। यू कांट डिमोनाइज द कम्युनिटी, मगर हो रहा है बड़ी लास्ट स्केल पे, बिकॉज अनफॉर्चुनेटली पुलिस के is not trained in scientific investigation. बॉम्ब ब्लास्ट किसने किया? आप उनको आता ही नहीं सॉल्व करना, तो पकड़ लो मुसलमानों को, यही है टेररिस्ट।
One question: 7 newspapers report wrong news, so you have to report it too. Two wrongs make one right. I just want to clarify. I said 7 newspapers report not wrong news. They report something that the police says off the record, which you cannot confirm. You don't know if it's wrong. You don't know if it's right. Quite frankly. And it's in that kind of situation that you are in a dilemma. The question is not of printing wrong news just because 7 others are. We will never do that, and I don't think any responsible paper will do that. There's one question on. Last question then. Do you think that the panel culture on the media, particularly television, limits the chances of the growth and development of journalists, and hence they do not learn to be sensitive because their job is confined to sending sound bites? Do you think that the panel discussion culture in television also in a way generates this kind?
अरे भाई जो इशू रेज किया उसको डिस्कशन करो, पर्सनल अटैक क्यों मुझ पे कर रहे हो? कैसे बन गया ये चेयरमैन प्रेस काउंसिल? इसकी इन्वेस्टिगेट, अरे भाई बात कुछ और हो रही है, तुमने इसकी शुरू कर, then the anchor must immediately stop him. No, please don't talk this. This is not the topic on which we have to discuss. फिर कुछ डिसिप्लिन होना चाहिए। अब वो एक आदमी बोल रहा है, उसको खत्म करने दो बोलने को, मगर दूसरा शुरू कर दे, चालू हो जाता है, फिर तीसरा, तीन लोग एक साथ चालू हो जाते हैं। अरे देयर इज नो डिसिप्लिन देयर, बिल्कुल इन्हें कोई रेस्ट्रेंट नहीं है, डिसिप्लिन नहीं है। आप परमिशन लीजिए एंकर की, तब जाके बोलिए, बिना परमिशन लिए चालू हो गए। समटाइम्स दे सेट द एजेंडा कि वो कोई 2 इंडियन सोल्जर्स बिहेड हुए थे, अब वो कई कई एंगल से प्रमोट कर रहे थे कि लड़ाई हो जाए, हिंदुस्तान हमला कर दे पाकिस्तान, यू आर वॉर मॉन्गरिंग, ऑलमोस्ट व्हिपिंग अप वॉर मॉन्गरिंग। ये क्या जॉब है एंकर? यू आर अ जर्नलिस्ट और यू आर अ प्रमोटर ऑफ सम एजेंडा। ये दिस इज ऑन विथ मेनी टीवी चैनल्स एंड एंकर्स।
Saffron terrorism is reported so cautiously.
देखिए, मैंने बताया ना कि कोई टेररिज्म नहीं होना चाहिए, अगर हो रहा है वो इस वजह से, मैंने बताया कि आज हिंदुस्तान में अनफॉर्चुनेटली 80% हिंदू भी कम्युनल हो गया और 80% मुस्लिम भी कम्युनल हो गया, एंड वन वास्ट मेजॉरिटी ऑफ पीपल इन ऑल सेक्टर्स इंक्लूडिंग मीडिया आर हिंदूज, तो फिर उसका असर पड़ेगा। देखिए, ये बड़ा सच्ची बात है, आपको रियलाइज करना है कि जहाँ 1857 में 0% कम्युनिज्म था, आज 80% हो गया। मेरे जो, अगर कोई मुस्लिम मेरे साथ ना हो, जो मेरे हिंदू फ्रेंड बात करते हैं, देखिए क्या मुस्लिम के खिलाफ बात करते हैं, और मुस्लिम मेरे साथ, वो मेरे सब जानते हैं मैं हिंदू देना शुरू किया है हम कुछ लोगों ने, इसका असर होने में 20 साल लगेगा, एक दिन में नहीं जाएगा वो जहर जो 165 साल से हमारे बॉडी पॉलिटिक में डाला गया है। हम लोग को एक दूसरे से नफरत करना सिखाया गया, समय वक्त लगेगा।
I have to, unfortunately, Justice Kajro has many programs and he has to leave. I'm sorry, sir. If you can catch him on his way out, you may have better luck. But we really have to conclude this program. My sincere apologies to other members of the panel who didn't get a chance to answer questions, and also to many members of the panel who, well, it's, I mean, if the audience is, I think, we were, no, we need to also vacate the auditorium. Nagesh, what's the, one second. We can continue? Okay, so there's no problem with the hall. Okay, fine. Then maybe.
Said my question, not forward.
So just one second before my religious, social and this duty to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Hyderabad. I thank you for having taken time out. As Michael practically recalls us that it was more than 6 months old, my invitation, and eventually because you had put a rider to the government of AP that unless they host the Sarvana route, so that is how it got postponed, and we look forward to having you once again in July, August when you are coming here, sir. Thank you very much. So हमने ये सोच करके आपके पास भी इतने सारे विंडोज जमा हो गए हैं, तो वो कॉन्फ्रेंस को ये करने के लिए हमने छोड़ दिया। But I will be failing in my duty if I do not thank the audience in general and the member of Salarton Museum Board.
The program is, yeah, I mean, Justice Kajro has to leave, but seeing the interest people have and a lot of questions that are not answered, we will answer the question on Hindutva terror. That was put, but we will let Justice Kajro leave the hall so that this talk has completely stopped.
I want to ask about सामना में जो लास्ट फर्स्ट अप्रैल को आया था, थोड़ा आगे चलिए आप, देखिए मैं आगे चल रहा हूं, इसमें इंतजाम हो जाएगा।
You remember, in 2010 there was a Pune blast. Your Hindu reported immediately without any credible verification or any authority. You have blamed right-wing terrorists. You remember that? Yes, it was there. Now later on it was proved otherwise. So when you are talking about this balancing act of another thing, what about this reporting? Do you regret for it? It was not a column. It was not an article. It was a news item.
I'm not aware of this particular incident, but all I can say is that there is a lot of, when incidents happen, yes, as I described, if a lot of information is put out by the police, a lot of it is information that's very hard to corroborate or to get a confirmation of. And the reporter faces the dilemma, the tried and tested principles of reporting, which is that don't rely only on what one source is telling you. Try to double check, try to corroborate it. Don't speculate unnecessarily. These are the sorts of things that we have.
Suspicion of terror. Instead of holding them for a long time, why don't you give them the responsibility of investigating the crimes, how the terror has taken place?
You very well ideas of Noam Chomsky. I just wanted to add some more to that and clarify regarding this reporting terror. Noam Chomsky always believed that, though we do not say that India is a capitalistic country,
media, we all have been speaking in a very general way. I think, as Mr. has said, I think they have to specify what has been the media, or in other words, who is going to take the responsibility on all the things which we do.
Not only that, there is a leadership of the persecuted communities. For example, Dalit leadership, Muslim leadership, minority leadership, whatever you have. They have a vested interest in maintaining their market. That has damaged in terms of the inter-community relationships. And these kinds of hypes, in fact, caste identities, religious identities, if at all, should be suppressed and, should be pushed under the carpet.
Okay, we have to stop. I have to come back to the panel now. Okay, ma'am.
One second.
You have the mic.
Just 1 minute. In fact, I want to speak on behalf of the Hindu, with your permission, sir. Someone here was talking about wrong reporting by, one incident of wrong reporting by the Hindu. I just wanted to...
Equality is a jasmine and another flower cannot become equal. We cannot make it equal. And the concept is different. I am not entering into that.
So what's the question?
Question is, we are carried away by some principles. Terror is also carried away by some principles. Some people are behind. Why media is not...
On terrorism and the point of view of the victim. Now my own feeling is that terrorist, when he indulges in a bomb attack, or now they do it and they run away. But what happens is, when it is reported in such a frightening manner, society gets so intimidated that none of the person in Hyderabad would leave the home, and terrorist has achieved his purpose. If the society can take a little, because the idea of terrorism, the very definition of terrorism is terrorizing the society. And somehow if the media, what happens the minute I see the news channel, then I do not feel like even stepping out. Right? Because I am so frightened. I do not know whether I am the right person to answer that question. But what I have seen, at least 30 years I have been studying the movement, right now I am writing a book. What I see is that there is a rise of the organic, people who are suffering. There is a gradual rise, and if you see several of their gardens, at least in Chhattisgarh, the second level leadership was completely vanished. And it was a bit difficult also for negotiation, but they are terribly angry. First rank leadership we have handled, but second rank leadership was a problem because they have come from sheer suffering. I think after all, ultimately if somebody has to fight, only suffering people will want justice. Kantu was saying unemployed, poverty-ridden people will fight. So finally what Anand Teltunde said, that radical politics will not complete revolution till Dalits participate. And Dalits will not be liberated till revolutionary politics succeed. I think this understanding has to be there between revolutionary politics and the Dalit politics.
I'm Mustafa, Vice Chancellor, Nalsar University of Law, then Professor Hargopal, the renowned political scientist and an activist of a very high standing, and my friend Mr. Siddharth, who's come here specifically for this purpose, but it was made possible because of my friend Nagesh and also Mr. Srinivas from Hindu, and all of you, the media, electronic as well as the print media, to kindly carry forward, like he said. The discussion has just started and this has to continue, and people of Salar Jung Museum, the member who facilitated this, he is not here.